Now, when we began the year 2025, a rather sad incident happened at one of Ghana's largest clothing markets, that's Kantamanto. Fire gutted the whole place down, rendering traders and also customers, some people, or most of them, lost their shops, lost their businesses, their wares and whatnot. A couple of months down the line, what has become the state of the space? They've put up structures, they've rebuilt their sheds, and business is still going on as usual. This morning, we are going to Kantamanto. We'll be having a conversation with our colleague who is on the ground, Fred Duho. But just before that, Philip, this fire gutted Kantamanto on a very sad note. Unexpectedly, we slept and woke up to the sad news. People, or the market women and the traders came up expressing their displeasure or how much they've lost. Yes. If you listen to the figures or the amount people lost to the fire, it was very, very disheartening and heartbreaking. But from January up until now, we are in May, the fifth month of the year. Business is going on as usual, as though nothing has happened.
They are just doing their own thing there. Yes. The Ghana National Fire Service came to say that, well, the way they are building up the structure is not friendly when it comes to trying to protect them from fire again. We had an issue from the business too, saying that they should halt it and that they shouldn't go ahead with the rebuilding exercise. Some political actors also went there to donate. We saw the likes of Kennedy Japan, the majority leader, or the minority caucus rather. The minority caucus went there to donate. We saw businessmen going there in their numbers to donate. But the question is, what they are doing, is it a way to prevent them from future occurrences? The more reason why we are going there today. We understand the leadership of the market also have plans for the market. But let's touch down with our colleague Fred Duho, who is there right now to bring us up to speed what is happening at the Kantamanto market. We are assessing the rebuilding exercise and whether there are plans to ensure that such occurrences, that is the inferno that happened in the month of January, do not happen again. Fred, good morning. Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
I am well. I trust you are all good in the studio. Yeah, I'm okay.
So what is happening at the market as we speak now, and how is the rebuilding exercise going?
At this moment, we can say that the rebuilding has completed totally because the market has been restored to a much better structure than it used to be. The Kantamanto that we all do come to get a shirt or two is now back to business. Don't forget, this is one of the largest clothing lines in terms of second-hand clothing in the whole of West Africa. And so when the fire gutted this place on January 2nd, the traders here were totally devastated. They waited patiently and called on people to extend help to them. And I want to believe that the generality of Ghanaians, as compassionate as we are, a number of them came to their aid. And therefore, they've been able to rebuild back faster than we would have expected. A number of people, or a number of school of thoughts had it that this entire place should have been allowed for the government to intervene and restructure the entire place such that going forward, the place will be well planned, well demarcated. Fire tenders can easily drive through the ambulance service, or in case of any emergency, such occurrences can be dealt with expeditiously. But today, as we speak, the market owners, the shop owners, generally have been able to gather resources and build back their market. Now, I can talk of the materials that have been used to build this market before we even get to the fire safety measures that has been put in place over here. We realize that the entire place is now built or made of wooden structures with the roofing sheets, and we see that the electricity has also been installed in most of the facilities. So we see the cables that are all in the facility waiting to be connected to either fan, the light bulbs, or AC. Then some of the shop owners have also managed to use the galvanized pipes to frame the entrance of their shops in order to secure it from theft. And so they've made gates at the various entrances of these wooden structures. And when you come to Kantamanto, this is one person's shop. And the shop literally is just some small space where you can have access and also do your business. So the shops are quite small in size, but I think Accra as it is and a prime area like Kantamanto, it comes at a very high cost. Now let's get back to the conversation of the fire safety measures that have been put in place by the association, the Kantamanto Traders Association. The very last time I was here, I engaged the chairman of the association, and he indicated that a week from the day I engaged him, they were going to install some 1,000 fire extinguishers in collaboration with an NGO, and that has since been done. But the entire area that got burnt on January 2nd, that place has about 170 fire extinguishers. So when you come to the market now, you see that the fire extinguishers have been installed at vantage points, and we are told that a number of traders have also been trained to operate or use these fire extinguishers in case of any fire disaster. And so we also see that the place is well demarcated for people to walk through, and then also there is a place where we are told has been made available for fire hydrants or fire tenders to be able to drive through. Now we have the chairman of the Kantamanto Traders Association in the market, in person of Michael Opon, who would want to share with us what they've done so far from the day of the fire incident till this day that we have come to the market. It's been almost 4 months already since the unfortunate incident happened here. And so Michael Opon is the chairman of the Kantamanto Traders Association to shed some light on what they've been doing since that day. Welcome to Channel One Breakfast Daily program.
Thank you.
First of all, how is the market generally as we speak? What is going on in the market?
As you have seen, now we have built the whole market, and then all the gates we have done it. Only one by one, I can say one people that they are not coming here, but all of us we are here to start building our market and selling our goods. Some of us are now inside the market, as you have seen. Now, we are here as we are there at that last time. So all the business is going on.
For how long, let's do a bit of history now. How long has Kantamanto been in existence? And how many people estimate, in your estimation, do ply their trade here?
But more than 50 years ago. Now we have about 2,500 shops in this market, and each one for his shop. As you are seeing, one for me, one for the others now. If you come to Kantamanto, you have your own shop, but you have to see the elders or the executives, so that when you get somewhere, you get something to buy or you get something to rent. Because not all of us that we have our own shops. Some of them are rented the shops, and some of them houses, their own. So this is what we are doing here.
Now, going forward, after the fire incident, you've been able to build back so fast. A number of people were thinking that you should allow the government to come in and restructure the entire land, build a more befitting market for the traders, and also put in the emergency evacuation and fire safety precautions in place. What has been the collaboration with government on this subject?
Oh, thank you very much. The government called us that we want to build a market for us, and we said, no, we have our own plan. So he allowed us to bring the plan to him, so we have sent it to them. That this market, we will build it by ourselves. We won't allow anybody to build the market for us, because not all of us will get our shops. So we have prepared ourselves, collaboration with Access Bank, and then our one person, I don't want to mention his or her name, that they are all helping us to build our market. When the time comes here, we will build by ourselves.
If you mean you're going to build back the market, it reason to say that what we are seeing now are also going to be demolished for a new market to be rebuilt, or what? If you're going to build the market, what's the way forward in terms of rebuilding?
When the times comes here, you know what you do, because you see this structure at any time. Kantamanto is a big market is in the central of Accra. So by all means, we build the market. And now, as we are preparing ourselves now, by about 5-something years ago, we built the market. We have our own plan. That is a 3-story building, ultra-modern market that we do. We will do it by ourselves.
You don't want any government intervention?
If the first P, we have PPP, and if the first P has his money or something to build a market, we don't need anybody to come and help us. So we Kantamanto, we have prepared ourselves.
That is the bigger plan for the nearest future. What's the timeline for this vision?
That's what I can't tell now, because we are on the way.
Now, where you are currently and with the structures in place, what precautionary measures have you put in place to avoid the fire incident we saw in January?
You see, in this market, this main market has never had burned before. Burned from somewhere and reach here, because in this market we have only one electrician. Only one electrician. He is the one who wiring all the shops for us. So in the evening time, when we are leaving this market here, we off all the meters in this market, except only the security lights. So the next day, early in the morning when it comes, then we how do you call it? The next day, then we on all the meters on. So nobody, if you are going to your house, then you leave one of your meter or your own meter, if it is for the market or you alone, and they refuse to up the meter, the next day when it comes, we punish you, because we have our laws in this market.
You stated that the fire of January 2nd came from a different location before it invaded your market. Coming to this place, I see that a number of people who are also within the Kantamanto enclave are using this hot iron, and they've set fire to be pressing their shirts before they make it available to the open market. What measures have you put in place to ensure that the fire from those ends do not extend to this place?
As I've said, that's the place where the fire comes. And now, we, the executives, and then their chairman, you have come together to build the market. By the next month going, nobody will sleep in this market. Nobody will sleep in this market, because if they sleep here, they cook food, the iron, and the rest of them. Because when you come there by 8 o'clock or by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you see some people dancing, cooking food, and everything. You see, so from this month and then going on, you will not allow anybody to sleep in the market.
Let's quickly touch on the fire measures you've put in place. We've seen the fire extinguishers that are placed at vantage points in the market. How many are they? And is the Ghana National Fire Service aware of this intervention?
Yes, they are aware. Because we are under Kwalebu. We are not under Central. So that's the reason when they say they don't have, or they didn't know what we are doing now, it means we are under Kwalebu, or the Kwalebu Fire Service, and then electricity people, they all know. Now we have about 1,000 fire extinguishers. And we in this market, that is the main market, we have 170 fire extinguishers that we have put into places, so that if emergency or if something wants to come, then we use it, because you have trained some of us, by about 2/3 of people in this market, we have well trained, and now we are calling the fire to come and train the elders, so that we all know how to operate the fire extinguishers.
So you have 170 in this market alone,
yes,
and 1,000 in the generality of the market. Now, do we have fire hydrants in this market?
Yeah, we have.
Where can we find some fire hydrants in this market?
That's the place where we are going. When I reach it, I will show you.
Okay. Then again, access becomes a problem in case of emergency. How many inlets or entries do we have to this particular market?
We have, in this market, we have 17 gates, and we have 3 main marketer. Sorry, main gate. That's the access road. Any car can pass there. If you want me to tell you, I'll go and show you where the car will pass. So we have our access road. When you go inside the market, any car or can go there, because when Kantamanto was burnt to ashes, there are some tipper trucks coming in, bringing sand and then stone for us to build the market. So if somebody says you don't have access road, it wasn't true.
Now, you said the fire hydrant is somewhere there at the entrance there. So we are still within the Kantamanto market that got burnt on January 2nd. And as we speak, the traders, they've managed to build back their market, and trading is going on. Almost everyone who lost their property in this incident, they've all bounced back to business, despite the fact that they are calling for some intervention in the coming days. But they say they are going to build this market into an ultra-modern market that will not need any government intervention. They say they want to build it by themselves. Now, what we see here is the fire hydrant, a place where there is a pipe. So we see the PNT right here. This is a metal covering the hydrant. And so if the Ghana National Fire Service want to come to this place to attend to any emergency, they have a place where they can easily get water to douse any form of fire. Then right beside this fire hydrant again, we see another fire extinguisher that has been placed or installed against the wall. So we want to say that generally they have been able to put their own resources together to make sure that the incident does not reoccur. And so business is going on. Let's speak to a number of business owners in Kantamanto and find out from them how business is going. Bema, good morning.
Good morning.
You are live on Channel One TV Breakfast Daily. Kindly tell us your full name and what you do here.
Samalotre.
Samalotre, how long have you been here?
10 years.
Oh,
10 years.
that's interesting. What do you do basically?
Jeans.
Oh, you sell jeans for a year?
Yes.
Oh, how much are they going for?
It's small.
Like how much the jeans? What be the prices?
Maybe 200, 25, 300, 150.
People they talk say the Kantamanto market, Charlie, is place where the entire Ghanaian or the population do come to buy whatever they need, and so if it should be rebuilt, it should be built such that people will have better places to sell. Your chairman just spoke to us saying that they are going to do that without any government support. What is your view on that? Maybe the chairman has his own view, but you as a trader within the market, what's your view on that?
It's true. It's true. Government come to...
I'll try and see if I can interpret that to our listeners and viewers.
Government bet me a boy. If you say I'm a boy, I support. And yes, I did turn into me because it's a so boy.
You want the government intervention. So he's saying that they want government to come in and support them. We've seen one of the executives. He doesn't want to speak to us. So, Philip and Jifa, from the fire extinguisher we see over there, just about some 10 meters, we see the next one. So a number of these have been installed all the way to the far end. Just from this one again, we see a major entrance right here. And at this entrance again, there is another fire extinguisher that is here. Let's find out from some of the traders whether they know how to operate this fire extinguisher. Where are the... Bro Klomla, how are you? Good. He's sleeping, so let's just get a word from him. This is your shop, right? Good. We see a number of fire extinguishers right in front of your shop. Do you know how to operate it?
Yes, I know how to operate it.
Who taught you how to operate it?
Oh, I learned it online.
Online. But we are told that the National Fire Service is the, authority probably mandated to train us.
And we also have a fireman in our church, so he also came to train us how to use it in church.
How is business going generally after the fire incident?
So far, business has been down, but if you have quality, you sell, you get your market, yes. But sales has been down so far.
Let's get into the economics of things. As we speak, we see that the dollar to CD, the CD strengthening gradually against the dollar. How is that impacting your business?
It's true. Our business, we mostly deal with the dollar. So if the dollar seems to go up, it affects us. But when it comes down, we get more money to import more goods. So it's that balance. Yeah.
How much of loss happened to you when the fire incident happened?
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't just calculate because I have two shops. They all got bent. So more getting to about 100,000. Yeah, everything in this shop got bent. The whole bags, everything.
So you are picking up the pieces gradually. Thank you for speaking to us. That another shop owner that deals in bags, wallet for men, and other accessories. So generally, they've lost a lot of stuff, and they are bouncing back gradually. Gentlemen, your full name and you are live on TV. No problem. Just speak to you, and I'll try and explain to our viewers.
I'm within the Atakudia. I'm a Accra, Kantamanto.
Now, how long have you been operating from here?
About 10 years.
Oh, almost everyone seems to be operating for the past 10 years. Now, what do you make of the market before the fire and after the fire?
Was we in a journey here? We cry them over, we know be firm. Yes, the running fast, but buy so it be by the feeling and another thing. We just went me inside. If they are in a journey, Ujina and Mukra, I won't say a Janet Tuba, a chin maybe Ujano. I want to hear your boy home and say, Ebia, be to me see for a size, say, Ebia bit me a black. It's your boy home for side, you know.
Now, after the fire incident, DNA also, like, how are you bouncing back as a business?
Oh, the January market now through first and another home to try and to say, time with January and to say, time.
Where do you usually get your products from? Like, which countries do you usually import your products from?
Oh, some from Turkey, some from UK, and some from China.
Oh, interesting. We are wearing some Chinese clothing here and from other countries. So, I've been speaking to this gentleman who says that before the fire, he's been dealing in a number of goods, but the fire came to raise down everything. He's bounced back, but business has been very slow, and gradually they are hoping to, pick up the pieces and do their business. Now, we are not going to walk basically through and see how spacious the place is, whether vehicles can come in when it is an emergency, whether other emergency vehicles like the ambulance, the fire tender can come. This place is more like an access road where you can only walk. Where I am now, you can only walk through this place. But I'm going to connect to another place where it looks bigger in terms of access. So this is the main place where vehicles can come through. That is the fire tender. No matter the size of truck, they can all come. So you see these people, they are all here temporarily because they told me that when there is any fire incident, all these people who are trading right on the bare floor would have to pack their things quickly for the fire tender to come in. These tables you see here are all temporal. They are all raised quickly to make way for the fire tender to come in. So generally, there is a major access road that can allow you to come in. The secretary to the Kantamanto traders is also here. Let's speak to him briefly before we probably come to you in studio. So Philip, this is the secretary the Kantamanto Traders Association. Secretary, good morning and welcome to ChannelOne TV.
Good morning, good morning.
How is business going?
By God's grace, we are moving forward. Yeah.
What is going on in terms of rebuilding the Kantamanto market?
Actually, with the support from individuals and organizations, we've been able to put up this structure, and traders have started working. The market is now open, in about 9 months complete. So we are now in business. Yeah.
A number of people say that you really have to allow for the place to be reconstructed. What is your view on that?
We are in the process of, contacting. We have the blueprint there that we need support. We are contacting other organizations to help us to put a better multi-modern structure for the market. At least we've given ourselves about between 2-3 years time. We start doing it and we'll rebuild the place again.
I have handled a number of topics with the chairman already. So for you, let's deal with insurance. Okay. When it comes to insurance, are your traders here insured against any fire or any emergency?
In fact, we've contacted a lot of insurance companies and they are saying that because the place is full of wooden structures, in fact, it's not safe for them to do this insurance for us. But as time goes on, we'll start putting up the modern structure and then we'll start insuring. But some of them has insured their items with some of the banks. Yeah, as the fire got burnt, the market burned out, some of the banks, that is one of organizations, yeah, they've insured some of the workers and the traders, and they've gotten their insurance upright. So not all of them have insured their items.
So the understanding here is that all traders have their own individual insurance they are dealing with in any way. Yeah. Okay. But don't you think the entire market area should be, or the association should seek the intervention of one insurance company so the entire place is well secured?
Yeah, we are in the process of organizing ourselves to contact these insurance companies to look at the way the market is, if they can be of help to us. Yeah, if they can insure the whole market for us to have that benefit or whatever.
When people come to Kantamanto, aside the shirts, we see the trousers. What else can people find in Kantamanto?
We have trousers, we have shirts, we have belts, we have shorts, that is knickers.
So literally just an apparel market or a place where you can get clothing.
A lot of things.
Used clothing, not new.
Yeah, we have used clothing, we have the new ones. Other people go to China and then they bring those items from China.
But one critical concern again is that a number of clothing that you people discard end up in the dumping sites, and that is also contributing to the filth in Accra. What solutions do you people have to contribute to cleaning this mess anytime it is created?
You say previously it do happen, but of late it's not happening that way. We have organizations who normally collect the waste ones and then recycle them to do other items. Yeah, so this time it doesn't go to the seashore as people used to say. It's no more like that again. Yeah.
Getting to the market, we see a number of people selling on the road, the pavement. What's the plan for those people?
As for those people selling on the pavements, it's the AME who's supposed to deal with those people, because that place is not for us. Yeah, so we've contacted them, said we should give them time, and they will look at those places, and then if they can adjust, and then that the road may be paved for other access and whatever it is. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you for speaking to us. Your full name again?
Samuel Dakwapinte.
Thank you so much. Yeah. You want to speak to us? Yeah. Okay. Your full name?
Matthias Okru.
Okay. What do you have to share with us? Come this way. Come forward. Yeah, it's okay. What do you want to tell us?
The sun is on me.
The sun is on you. Sorry.
What I want to say, that the insurance that people are saying, the bank, the commercial bank, we should save over there. If you save, they will try to help us with that insurance. That's what I want to say, that you should break our side for us to do that thing for us.
But people make a lot of money from Kantamanto. Why are you not able to save with a number of banks so they can also intervene when there is danger?
There are some banks, if you save, small time they say this bank is not working again, and then so we want the national bank, which can be okay. That's why we have.
We also want homegrown banks to also do well. So not necessarily international bank, but a bank that can meet the Bank of Ghana's capital requirement, that is fluid, that can work to satisfaction. So not necessarily international bank though, but I mean the choice still remains yours to bank with a particular bank or not. But I think I kind of appreciate the perspective you just shared on this subject. And this is Mr. Oklu, who has been sharing that the conversation has always been that they want the bank, they want to bank with the banks, or that has been the intervention, that they want the banks want them to bank with them before they can also intervene in case of any.
First, so hold on for us briefly. I want to engage the public relations officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, who is joining us live, DO2 Desmond Aka, head of public relations at the Ghana National Fire Service. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
I trust you are doing well.
By God's grace, we are fine.
Have you visited Kantamanto in recent times?
Yes, I think the last time personally I was there was about 2 weeks ago. And the place is virtually fully back to business as usual.
Per your assessment as the Ghana National Fire Service, well, let's backdate a bit. Have you completed your investigations? And if yes, what was the cause of the fire that happened in the month of January 2025?
Well, as I speak with you, I don't have the report with me now, and therefore I cannot disclose the details as to whether it was caused as a result of negligence or any other factor. So that aside, I know that even just after the fire management, we even extended some invitation to the market managers, of which they did not engage us the way we had wanted to engage them, in order to avert future occurrence of this particular disastrous fire that occurred at the place, I think on the 2nd day of January. So the challenges, the issues are still there. Wow. The access, the escape route, and then those factors that we were complaining about, they are still there. And for now, what we would do for them is to continually engage them, at least let them know their responsibility towards the place, get people to be trained as fire wardens, especially the people that they have contracted as their security, so that at any point in time they would be around, whether it is in midnight or at night or during the day, when there is any fire situation. Because of the training that we've given them, they will be able to respond and respond appropriately. And then we are also collaborating with an NGO. I think within that is also working with them, like that at least every shed, every shop would have a functional fire extinguisher, and then they will be trained on how to use them effectively. So far as those issues continue to persist, there is no hydrant. There's virtually no enough space for our bigger trucks to even access the market. So should there be a fire, we will have a very difficult time getting to the various seats of fire to deal with it, just as happened on January 2nd. So if you ask me, that is what we are trying to do, just in the interim to help them.
You mentioned hydrants and also access to the market. Were there other things you tabled or outlined for the leadership of the market people or the market traders there to put in place to make the place safe? And if yes, if you can share some with us.
Well, aside the hydrant and then the escape and the exit, we also wanted to have an office where we could deploy some of our people there to be constantly engaging them. But that is yet to come into fruition. We also had wanted the structures to be put up in a modernized way, whereby all these concerns, the alleys, the exits, would have been taken care of. As I speak with you, there is still no proper segregation of waste, even though the place is predominantly they deal in this second-hand clothing. But in a well-organized and structured market, waste and goods are well segregated. The reason why we advocate for segregation of waste is that in a fire situation, fuels burn and they react differently. And therefore, when you are able to segregate them from one another, it helps in checking the spread of fire, and it helps in mitigating, other potential risks that these fires may come about. So they didn't help us, and therefore those peculiar issues still persist. And not until the place is demolished and then they all agree together with the landowners and all those who matter. I mean, we will not be surprised that maybe in the near future we will have a difficult time dealing with the fire situation there.
Now, you mentioned that you outlined a couple of things for them to put in place before rebuilding the markets, which they clearly ignored. They've put up the market, according to them, the best way possible, allocating spaces for fire tenders to go through, as well as our colleague on the ground have showed us some fire hydrants as well as some fire extinguishers. Now, I'm not being a prophet of doom. Should we have any fire gut the place now, how prepared is the Ghana National Fire Service to douse the fire?
Well, we are always prepared. When it comes to marshalling fire engines to the place, we can marshal what we can get to the place. But the issue is that in managing fire situations, you need direct access to where the fire is happening. And these places have been blocked with these kind of makeshift structures. And that would actually impede our efforts in containing the situation on time. So for us, we are prepared at any point in time. That is why even before the fire happens, we are even engaging with them, trying to intensify our surveillance, engage them in safety education, and then we are meeting with their leadership and engaging them at that level. So we believe that with the awareness creation, that should be able to help them by their peculiar situation. Once they are empowered with the necessary safety knowledge, I think it gives them that leverage to be able to prevent fires, to be able to deal with illegal wiring connection, to be able to stop or avoid indiscriminate burning of refuse closer to their structures. It will also afford them the opportunity to be able to effectively deploy the fire extinguishers when they see the fires erupt at its initial stages. And that would help us to minimize damage. Beyond that, we are ever prepared with machinery, with our well-trained officers that we will move in. But if the structures are obstructing us from getting to where the fire is, and therefore we are not able to deal with the fire within the shortest possible time, I don't think we will be blamed for that.
All right. Also, I was wondering, we saw footage or images of the fire hydrants in the market. Have your men been on the ground to see whether indeed this fire hydrant is a functioning one or is just there for being their sake?
Well, I've not seen that footage. If there should be any fire hydrant there, I am fully convinced that our station at Makola, the Accra City Fire Station, will be in the known. And if it is working, they will be in better position to tell us whether it is functional. A hydrant could have water passing through it today. The next moment, if there is any water rationing in that area, the hydrant will not flow. Even if it is flowing, the next available question to ask is that, is the water flowing at desired pressure that you can even rely on? So these are some of the considerations. So with the hydrant situation and all that, we have told them that at least if they cannot get the Ghana Water to build a hydrant for them, then they should get a mechanized borehole with an installed overhead water facility, such that when we come there and we are in need of water, we can fall on that and use it to contain their own fire. So that is what we would advocate. But if there's any hydrant that should be functional there, our team there should be in the know and they should know where it is and then its status.
DO2, we would want to leave you here, but just briefly, what you are trying to say that Kantamanto, as we speak now, is still not safe.
Very not safe.
Thank you so much for your time. That is the head of public relations for the Ghana National Fire Service, DO2 Desmond Aka, telling us that though the leadership of Kantamanto have put in place some measures, the place is still not safe and it can catch fire at any time.